This presentation is a visual guide on the self-defense techniques described in Lou Casamassa's acclaimed book, Rapist Beware. There are three elements in the Rapist Beware program: self-awareness, self-confidence, and self-defense and offense. The man who developed Rapist Beware is Lou Casamassa. Now, Lou is a 10th degree black belt in karate, a decorated military veteran. Lou was asked to help design a self-defense program for women. The results are now known as the Rapist Beware program. We spoke with Lou about Rapist Beware.
The object of developing it was to give the women of our society a chance to be able to defend themselves in all aspects, not only a self-defense, but a self-offense as well, and an awareness program. Well, self-confidence is important because most women that are attacked, and it's a proven fact through all kinds of statistics, are not attacked because of what they look like. They're attacked because they look weak, meek. But no, you don't have to be physically fit at all. You could be overweight, underweight. It doesn't make any difference whatsoever. It has nothing to do with your physique. It has to do with your mind, the ability to be able to think fast, not move fast. The moves do not require any strength whatsoever. The moves, like I said before, as for physical fitness, you don't have to be strong. You can have a weak person do these moves. The moves are violent moves, and they attack the weak part of the human body. You're not punching somebody in the mouth. You're attacking the vital areas. My book, this tape, will give them the knowledge so that they will have the confidence to survive on the streets today.
Don't get me wrong, no, ain't looking for a fight. Just want to stress that us women have rights. I just want you to see that when I say no, that's the way it should be. Rapist beware.
The program you're about to see demonstrates specific ways in which a woman may defend herself against rape and assault. Some of the methods are controversial, and you may find them shocking, but we ask you to keep an open mind. What you are about to learn might save your life.
Hi, I want to welcome you here to this Rapist Beware course. What you're about to learn is a specially designed course for women. It's a course of self-awareness, a course of self-observation, and a course of self-defense as well as self-offense. Some of the techniques that you're going to be learning here are simple. Some are a little more advanced. I'm going to teach you how to protect yourself against being murdered as well as being raped. The object of this course is to give you real situation self-defense. Grossing out your attacker. Part of this course is the ability to be able to defend yourself without fighting. Fighting without fighting. Winning without even attempting or trying to defend yourself.
If you're being attacked, you must consider any and all options to ensure your safety, even if it means being gross. One option is to spit or drool on yourself, or to blow your nose on your face. You might try belching loudly in your assailant's face, or if you can, pass gas. The smell may drive him away. Try urinating on yourself. He may be turned off when he attempts to take off your wet clothes. Or if you can, try to excrete on yourself. Rub the excrement on your arms and face. Fake an epileptic fit. Go berserk. Roll your eyes, scream and yell like a crazy person. Claim to have a vaginal infection or a disease such as AIDS. If you're saying that's too repulsive, you're right. And that's the point. Be as repulsive as you can. Ask yourself, what have I got to lose? Then decide if you could do any of these repulsive things. Do them.
From my point of view, the methods that were described to get yourself out of the attack, help yourself in a situation, they're strong, but believe me, if I'd have known about it before, I would have used them.
I'm hoping you can and will use these methods if you're ever attacked. In review, spit or drool on yourself. Blow your nose on your face. Try belching loudly in your assailant's face. Or if you can, pass gas. The smell may drive him away. Try urinating on yourself. He may be turned off when he attempts to take off your wet clothes. Or if you can, try to excrete on yourself. Rub the excrement on your arms and face. Fake an epileptic fit. Go berserk. Roll your eyes. Scream and yell like a crazy person. Claim to have a vaginal infection or a disease such as AIDS. The front approach. When you're walking down the street, what do you do if someone grabs you? Before you can say, "I can't do that," let's take another look at it slower. With practice, you can defend yourself. Now, let's break it down into steps. First, put your thumb into the eye. Then, with the heel of your opposite hand, hit the nose with an upward thrust. Next, a hit to the throat makes it difficult, if not impossible, for your attacker to breathe. Now you can grab his hair to pull him down. And just in case he's still threatening, pound his head into the pavement and kick him in the head, and then run. Get out of there as soon as you can. Any one of these moves, the eye gouge, the hit to the nose, the hit to the windpipe, may be enough to allow you to escape. You'll need to practice hitting. Practice hitting on a cucumber. This makes a good target. Form your hand by stretching your thumb and index fingers so that it represents a claw. Bend them slightly. Keep your hand stiff and hit hard. Aim for the Adam's apple. Do it until you feel comfortable with the movement. You're hitting with the web of your hand. It may be hard for some of you to think about putting out someone's eyes, but the fact is, whether or not you can do this might make the difference in whether you survive or die. To help prepare you to take this action, practice this poking technique on a tomato. Bend and stiffen your thumb, poke and tear. Drive your thumb into the tomato and rip out. The locking arm throw. Another typical situation. Suppose someone grabs you by the hair to drag you into a car. Here's what you do. Now let's take a closer look at this action. Bring your arm up and over his arm. Then thrust your leg in back of his leg. Then with an upward movement, smash your hand under his chin. This will knock him back. If he doesn't let go, roll with him. Grab his hair and the groin area and pinch and shake as hard as you can. The rear chokehold. Now, what do you do if someone comes from behind? Watch carefully. This is the most difficult and most frightening position to escape from. Pull down on his arms and grab the groin area. Then pull his leg from underneath him and hit him in the groin and face. The hey baby throw. Here's another common situation. Someone comes from behind and puts his arms around you. Let's look at it from another angle. Now, once again in detail. Your arms go up and behind his back as if you were returning the attacker's attention. This puts him off guard. Then as your leg goes in front of his, grab his hair and pull his head down and bring him over your leg for a takedown. Once he is in a down position, stomp hard on his stomach or face, then run. Date rape defense. Date rape is more common than you know. What do you do when a kiss turns into more than you bargained for? The solution is simple. One of the best techniques is biting as hard as you can on your boyfriend's lips or neck. Bite hard enough to cause bleeding. Bite until your teeth meet. This is extremely painful because there are over 200 nerves around the mouth and lips.
A lot of the techniques that you're going to learn here are techniques not from the standing position.
The arch or the bridge. You need to learn a defense from this position. An important part of your defense is to catch your attacker off guard. Quit struggling. Make him think you've given up. Start to go along with what's happening. Put one hand behind his head and grab his hair. Twist hard. With the other hand, reach down to the groin area. Grab hard and roll your body. Then slip your arm around his neck, and with the other hand, rip your fingernails across his face. For good measure, pound his head, then run. The oral copulation defense. Here is another instance when you need to give the appearance of going along with what is happening. If you're being forced down to orally copulate your attacker, your defense is simple. Quit fighting and wait for your chance. Then bite off his penis. This will cause shock and definitely end any thoughts about rape. Let's take another look at this defense. I know this is shocking, but if you want to survive, you'll consider this a serious defense technique. The mule kick. If your attacker is attempting to sodomize you, that is, put his penis in your anus, your defense is to draw one or both of your legs back and kick out as hard as you can, like a mule or a horse. The back kick is very powerful. Put the full force of your hips and legs into it. Fully extend your legs. Even children need to learn how to defend themselves, and they can do it. Here we see a youngster fending off two attackers. If this little guy can do it, so can you. You don't have to be 6 feet tall and weigh 200 pounds to be able to protect yourself. Don't think you can't. Know that you can.
The self-confidence, of course, comes with the knowledge of knowing that you will be able to survive. So the more self-confidence you have, the better you become at being more alert and more aware of your surroundings, and better you become at the self-defense and the self-offense.
These women are women who are just like you, but they have learned to feel self-confident, to know they can take care of themselves.
I'm sure I can take care of myself, and if I get attacked, I know I can be sure of my position and get out of that.
I feel confident that I would be able to defend myself in any circumstance where I was surprised.
I think that I could take someone down if they really threatened me. I could defend myself in any situation that I got into.
The Rapist Beware wasn't physically strenuous in the way that I didn't have to create a lot of muscles. I didn't have to be Superwoman to do it.
You don't need to be a bodybuilder. You don't need to be in great physical shape. You can be this tall. You can be 3 foot tall and weigh 80 pounds, or you can be 6 foot tall and weigh 200 pounds and still be able to defend yourself. And you'll be, that 3 foot person, be able to defend themselves against that 6 foot, 7 foot person as well. It is very simple.
You can do these maneuvers and escape an attacker, but you need to practice. You need to be prepared. Let's go back and review some of the moves that attack the vital areas of the body.
You're going to learn to be able to defend yourself because you're going to be attacking your opponent's vital areas.
There are 5 vulnerable areas of attack. We'll review them one at a time. First, and most important, the eyes. The eyes are an obvious place to attack. If your assailant is blinded, you have a chance to escape. And remember, no matter how large a person is, he has no muscles on his eyes. The eyes are very vulnerable. You need to hold your hand stiff and force your thumb into the eye socket behind the eye, then pull to the side. This will pop the eye out. Pushing your thumb into a tomato will give you an idea of what it feels like to do this. Hitting with the palm of the hand using an upward thrust will drive an attacker back. The lips are an especially vulnerable spot to attack. They are full of nerve endings. A severe bite will cause intense pain. And remember, when you're biting the lips and affecting all of the nerves in that area, bite hard, bite solid, bite through, as if you're chewing on a piece of meat. Fingernails ripped across the face and eyes cause pain and can temporarily blind your assailant. A high-heel shoe is a formidable weapon when used to kick the face. The neck is another vulnerable area. A smashing hit to the windpipe can be very effective. If you practice these moves with a friend, exercise extreme caution. A kick to the stomach can knock the wind out of your assailant, giving you the opportunity to run. The groin is an obvious vulnerable area for attack. Grabbing and shaking the genitals, hits and kicks to the groin all cause acute pain.
Rape can happen anywhere, and murder does happen anywhere. There are too many things going on in the world today, too many frightening things, and they don't happen to someone else, they happen to you.
According to FBI statistics, in 1989, there were 94,504 forced rapes in the United States. If it's true that only 1 out of 10 rapes is reported, that means there were over 900,000 rapes committed that year. The FBI says the crime of rape has increased 77% since 1977, and it is estimated that 1 in 2 women over the age of 12 will be raped or sexually molested.
When you have that woman's intuition that feel your life or your children's life is in danger, and the danger of being killed. To maim or kill, this is your choice. I can't be on the street with you when you're attacked. I can't be in your house when you're attacked. I am not a judge and I am not a jury. You have to become the judge and the jury. I will teach you these techniques, you will learn them, you will know them, and you will use them if you have to defend yourself.
If you have no choice but to fight, here's what you must do. Number 1, start the bleeding. If your assailant forces you to kiss him, bite down on his lip until your own teeth meet. Chew as if you had a piece of meat in your mouth. This starts the bleeding. It also induces shock. It allows you to escape. Gouging your assailant's eyes will also start bleeding and induce shock. If you are being forced to orally copulate your attacker, biting his penis will cause intense pain, bleeding, and shock. Remember to quit struggling, appear to submit, then bite hard, and make your escape. Stop the breathing. A hard hit to the neck can smash the windpipe and probably stop breathing through the mouth. A hard smash to the nose can also start bleeding and inhibit breathing. Number 3, induce shock. Anytime you can start the bleeding and stop the breathing, you'll have the advantage of having an attacker disabled by shock. Once again, if you feel your life is threatened, to survive, you must start the bleeding, stop the breathing, and induce shock. One thing I haven't mentioned is the importance of keeping your head, staying calm as you can. Self-confidence is the key to avoiding panic. You gain self-confidence through practice. Watch again as we go through the basic defensive moves. The front approach. Aim for your attacker's eyes. With the heel of your hand, hit the nose with an upward thrust. A hit to the windpipe, grab his hair to pull him down, attack the groin area or the head, and make your escape. The locking arm throw. Most women panic when the hair is grabbed. But remember, when you panic, you can't stay in control of the situation. Now let's take a closer look at this action. Think about what you would do in this situation. Bring your arm up and over his arm. Then thrust your leg in back of his leg. Then with an upward movement, smash your hand under his chin. This will knock him down and over your leg. If he doesn't let go, roll with him and grab the groin area and shake as hard as you can, squeezing the groin, squeezing the testicles. If he won't take no for an answer, what can you do? The solution is simple. You bite the man's lips or neck. Bite hard enough to cause bleeding. This is extremely painful because of all the nerves around the mouth. If you're attacked from behind, remember the most important thing is not to panic. This is difficult, especially if you're grabbed around the throat. This is not an easy hold to break. But stay calm and wait for your chance to break loose. Bring your hands up and force your fingers under his arms. This is to allow you to get air to breathe. When he turns you around, this is your chance. As you are being turned around, grab his testicles and squeeze. Lift his leg up to disturb his balance. Place your other leg behind his leg and push hard. This will destroy his balance, taking him down to the ground. You need to learn a defense from this position. An important part of your defense is to catch your attacker off guard. Quit struggling. Make him think you've given up. Start to go along with what's happening. Put one hand behind his head and grab his hair. Twist hard. With the other hand, reach down to the groin area. Grab hard and roll your body. Then slip your arm around his neck, and with the other hand, rip your fingernails across his face. For good measure, pound his head. Then run. Let's take another look at this. Remember, you must catch your attacker off guard, appear to be submitting, then grab his groin, roll him off of you, keep hold of his head and rip your fingernails across his face, then smash his head onto the floor. Someone walks up from behind and puts his arm around you. What can you do? Let's look at it from another angle. Now, once again in detail. Your arm goes up behind his back as if you were returning the attacker's attention. This puts him off guard. Then as your leg goes in front of his, grab his hair and pull his head down to bring him over your leg for a takedown. Once he is in the down position, stomp as hard as you can on his stomach or in his face. Then get up and run.
There's a real need for you to think about what you might do. And as I said, most people don't think they are going to be a potential victim. You can't wait for that to happen. You need to know beforehand what you're going to do in a situation should someone confront you. And that's very important. It gives you an extreme sense of power of your own destiny.
You have a right. You have a legal obligation, a legal right and a moral obligation to protect yourself and your loved ones, especially yourself.
Being raped is probably one of the most traumatic, violent crimes against a person, an individual. And because women are so vulnerable to victimization, women carry with them for a lifetime the scars of rape. Women who are date raped with someone they know, which happens very frequently, more frequently than we like to think, actually have much more far-reaching side effects because it damages their self-esteem, it is their own sense of their own judgment, it really reverberates through their whole life for the rest of their lives. It would be of great psychological benefit for women to take a training like Rapist Beware, or any program that not only teaches them to raise their consciousness and awareness and not to put themselves at risk or to be in vulnerable situations, but to go further even and empower them so that they lose their natural, culturally inflicted squeamishness about being assertive, aggressive even, and standing in their own defense.